vital end of season game for the Stones First Division Championship semi-final playoff. The winners of this game to go to Old Trafford next week to play the winners of the Salford Hull Kingston Rovers game. And the teams this afternoon between the Keighley Cougars and Hull FC is as follows. We'll get to Hull side first. Number 1 Rob Dolan, number 2 Kevin Gray, number 3 Glenn Lydiard, number 4 Tuita Vaikoma, number 5 Chris Kitchen. The half-backs, number 6 Dave Webber, number 7 Gareth Stevens. And the forwards led by number 8 Steve Craven, number 9 Mark Hewitt, number 10 Chico Jackson, number 11 Andy Fisher, number 12 Dave Moffat, number 13 Gary Devorty. And the substitutes for Hull FC this afternoon are number 14 John Aston, number 15 Richard Wilson, number 16 Matthew Long and number 17 Rob Danby. The Cougars team is as follows: number 1 Keith Dixon, number 2 Simon Ray, number 3 Mark Milner, number 4 Simon Irvin, number 5 Jason Critchley. And the half-backs, number 6 and captain Darryl Powell, number 7 Chris Robinson. And the forwards, number 8 Stevie Hall, number 9 Phil Cantillon, number 10 Steve Parsons, number 11 Darren Fleary, number 12 Sonny Wackaroo, and 13 loose forward Martin Wood. And the substitutes for Keighley, number Latham Tarfai, Jason Ramshaw, Dave Larder and Grant Dorey. The referee for this afternoon's game, the same man who refereed the Featherstone Keighley game, Mr Steve Presley from the Castleford and Featherstone Society, and he's been assisted by the touch judges Billy Blunden from the Batley Society and Paul Hewitt from the Oldham Society.
Please remember we are a family club.
This vital game this afternoon, there's been 2 earlier games between these 2 clubs, with Keighley just edging out winners on both occasions. When they played at home, the Cougars defeated Hull by 34 points to 30 in an epic battle, and then when they went to the Boulevard, it turned in possibly the finest performance of the season, defeated Hull by 26 points to 14. Hull coached by the Australian former Newtown and Manly player, one test to his credit, test cap to his credit. The coach is Phil Sixman. As I said earlier, the winners of this afternoon's game going to Old Trafford next Sunday for the Championship playoff final. Hull kicking from our right to left and kicking towards the town, playing towards the town end of the ground, and it's stand-off half. Dave Webber, another Aussie in the Hull ranks, kicking off long and deep into the Keighley 22. Been picked up by Chris Robinson, feeding Das Fleary. Fleary just running straight hard to the 22 line, put to ground there by the 2 second Fisher and Craven. Martin Wood now in possession, bumping one Hull player off, and it looks like Gary Devorty out cold on the floor. Cantillon to Wackaroo. Wackaroo going midfield, gaining 5 or 6 metres, and Devorty still down on the floor. Obviously taking a bad knock off that run by up. What is Stevie Hall just thundering towards the halfway line, put down there by number 3 Glenn Lydiard. Stevie Parsons starting prop position, good foraging run there by the big Aussie prop. Stevie Parsons getting a good 17-18 metres. Cantillon acting half now, long ball out to Keith Dixon. Dixon sidestepping one and puts that ball towards a Hull goal line, but picked up by full-back Rob Nolan. Nolan going across the face of his post, but caught there by Das Fleary and Stevie Parsons. 10 metres in front of his own post. Number 5 there, Chris Kitchen, coming in to help the forwards out. Still pending their own 22. Chico Jackson, good hard foraging forward. Jackson just takes it over the 22, put to ground there by the 2 Cougar props, Hall and Parsons. Moffat, another one Aussie in the Hull ranks there. Keighley moving up fast in defence there. Gary Stevens acting out as scrum half, caught there by Fleary and Wood. Hull looking to find a way out. Webber stepping inside. Chris Robinson got the ball knocked out of his hands, and Robinson picking up, going down on that loose ball. So Keighley back in the driving seat in possession. Cantillon to Darryl Powell. Powell long ball out to Irvin. Irvin going through, but caught there by number 9 Mark Hewitt. 12-13 metres to the line. Hall charging towards the post. Hall down there by the 2 second row forwards, and another looks like Devorty again, and Wackaroo over in the far corner, but good ball from Darren Powell. Hull bodies all over the place. Powell out to Dixon. Dixon looking for a long ball out. Offloads to Robinson. Stevie Hall now charging through. Just lost a bit of way there, Keighley, and Stevie Hall's spilling that ball, so it'll be a scrum down. Just seemed to lose away a little bit there, Keighley, with players not in the right positions and Hull moving on very quickly, but two players down. One, I think, Chris Robinson for Cougars on the 22, and one of the one of the Hull players just in front of the post. I'm not certain who it is. I think it could be Andy Fisher, second row forward, but certainly bodies all over. That's 3 casualties, and the game's hardly been going 2 or 3 minutes. But both up on the feet now, having received number 8 Steve Craven, the Hull player who was injured there. And certainly some confrontation in that front row. The heads are flying in, and Stevie Hall up quickly, and Parsons, and obviously there's going to be some fireworks this afternoon. Both sides very tense and both desperate to get to Old Trafford next week. And this game, I don't think anybody put a penny on who to back here this afternoon, because there'll be one who takes the chances. Very evenly matched, and two good sides. Hull have come strong in the last few games of the season. Vicoma there, caught by Irving just outside zone 22. Webber doing a run round with Glenn Lydiard, but Lydiard caught there by Wackaroo and Cantillon. Hull again. Moffat put to ground there by Fleary and Wood. Hewitt feeds number 12, Andy Fisher. Fisher just tried into the 10 metres outside his 22. Chico Jackson now, thundering tackle there by Das Fleary on him head on. And assisted there by Stevie Hall. 10 metres still inside the whole half as Hewitt just kicks it long and deep into the top left-hand corner of the field, being chased by Keith Dixon, but bounce of the ball beating Dixon and finding touch some 10 metres short of the Cougar line. So good and raking kick there by Hull hooker Mark Hewitt, and certainly relieved the pressure for the Hull FC, taking them deep into the Cougar territory. So scrum down, the referee signalling Cougar head and ball, 20 metres in from touch and 10 metres away from the Cougar lines. Ray comes in from the right wing position, takes play right up to the 22. Robinson feeding Wackaroo, running wide. Wackaroo met by Jackson, and Jackson just hauls him to the floor. Cantillon in half, looking for runners, going to the right, but decides to go left and scampering away on his own, but caught there by Devotee and Hewitt. Some 12 metres still inside the Cougar half. Wood to Darrell Powell, and Powell just hits it straight down the middle, but caught there by his opposite number, Dave Webber. Stevie Parsons now had a big game, a good run there again by Parsons, making some big yardage. Is the big Aussie prop from the Gold Coast. Irving racing away, caught there by Vicoma, but Vicoma didn't look to be standing square on him, and hand over to Hull in possession. Vicoma again coming with away. Big powerful Tongan centre in great form apparently for the Hull FC. Number 8 there, Steve Craven, just drives it hard. Caught there by Fleary and Wood, 2 or 3 metres inside the Cougar half. Hewitt at acting half, feeds Fisher. Fisher caught there by Milner. Hewitt again to Stevens, to Devotee, back inside to Nolan. Nolan looking for a way through, but Fleary and Robinson moving quickly in on him and putting him to ground. Hewitt again at acting half, feeds Gary Stevens. Moffat looking offload. Half stopped by Parsons, and he's taking some pulling down, is the big fella, but eventually put to ground just outside the 22 by Darrell Powell. Hewitt taking play to the right again to Webber. Webber chipped through into the in-goal area, but picked up by Keith Dixon right on his own goal line. Looking to scamper away, but caught there by Kevin Gray. As Critchley comes racing away, takes play just outside the 22. Good clearing run there by Jason Critchley. Stevie Hall now, driving it hard down the middle, put to ground by Clearing now in possession, takes play right up to the halfway line. Good run by the second row forward, and Cantillon scampering away, offloads to Robinson, to Powell, to Wackaroo, playing out wide. Good ball to Irving, but Irving caught there, half stopped by Lydiard, but loose spills the ball and picked up by Vicoma. Some 18 metres inside the Hull territory, and it's end-to-end stuff here at Cougar Park. Both sides giving it plenty of air, the ball, and looking for ways through, but both defences on top at the moment and cutting down any chances that are going begging. Chico Jackson in centre field looking for a way through, looking off low, but good tackling there by trio of Cougar players. Stevens out to left winger Chris Kitchen. Kitchen nowhere around Simon Ray. Ray puts him to ground, the Kippax junior player, former Kippax player. Hewitt going from acting half. Had he offloaded there to Devotee, there was a gap, but decided to go on his own and caught there by Parsons and all. Stevens acting half. Long ball out to Webber. Webber cooks back inside and sends to kick. And Keighley just letting that ball bounce into touch. It was an awkward bouncing ball, and had they gone for it, possibly made a mistake, and electing to just let it go into touch and take the option of the scrum. Some 12-13 metres short of the Cougar line and 20 metres in from touch. It'll be Cougar head and ball. This will be a hard game this afternoon. Ray coming away, taking that ball off Robinson midfield, almost identical to the previous scrum. Robinson out to Wood. Wood to Powell. Powell going away through, offloads to Irvin. Irvin looking away around, but caught there by number 2, Kevin Gray. Powell going on his own, siding through, but unfortunately just slipped short the halfway line. Good quick thinking there by the England international, Darryl Powell, Great Britain player. Martin Wood, good strong run there by Martin Wood, taking play 10 metres inside the full half. Robinson switching play back inside to Wackaroo. Wackaroo just peeling off 2 old defenders, but caught 12 metres inside the half. Quick hands there, and Robinson chipping into the bottom left-hand corner of the field. Gray there just selecting to put that ball in a touch, because it lovely kick there by Chris Robinson. It looked to be going too long, it looked to have the legs going too deep, but held up and then just stopped in the goal area, and Gray having to put that ball dead, so a drop out under the post, and Keighley looking to regain possession. 6 more tackles, picked up on the halfway line, just inside the Hull FC half by Martin Wood, feeds Stevie all just charging downfield, centre field. Cantillon acting half, feeds Robinson. Robinson long ball out to Wood. Wood to Wackaroo. Wackaroo got wide with Vicoma, but caught there by Devotee as well. So Irvin acting half. Parsons just running strong and hard towards the Hull FC line. Put to ground 12 metres short by Devotee again. Robinson feeds Powell. Powell looking for runners inside. Has Das Fleary coming on inside with Milner going as a decoy. Dixon acting half, feeds Powell to Robinson, to Wood. Wood little chip into the corner, Wood racing away. Is he going to get there? He does. Mr. Presley having words with him, goal, and he wants a try. Brilliant opportunist try there by Martin Wood. There was a gap. There was only one line of defence. Wood put a little grubber kick into the in-goal area, side through that first line of Hull defence, and braced away for get the touchdown. Mr. Presley just deliberating, having a word with him. Touch judge, an in-goal touch judge, and immediately awarding that try. So the opening score going to the Cougars after 12 minutes play this first half here in this semi-final playoff for the First Division Stones Bidder Championship. Martin Wood notching up his 7th try of the summer campaign, and his first this afternoon, can get him 4 hard-earned points for the Cougars. Getting the first score on the board, so the Cougars leading after 12 minutes play by 4 points to 0, and difficult kick for Simon Irvin, far out on that far touch line, and almost on the 22 and the touchline intersection. But could be to Simon Irvin's liking. He's a right-footed kicker. He'll be coming in, looking to pull that ball in between the uprights. Certainly within his kicking distance and capabilities this, but just let's hope he's got his kicking boots on here this afternoon, because every scoring opportunity is going to be vital here. Irvin looking to pull that ball in, but he pulls it to the left of the uprights, so the score remains 4 points to the Cougars and 0 to Hull FC after 12-13 minutes play. Certainly a fine piece of opportunism there by loose forward Martin Wood. Wood had a great game at the Boulevard when the Cougars ran out 26-14 winners, which Phil Larder rates as their finest performance of the season. Keith Dixon restarts play, puts it long and deep towards the bowling goal area, picked up by Gary Devote. Devote just bringing it upfield, but caught there by Stevie Hall. Hammered to the floor there on the 10-metre line. Fisher looking for a way through, but caught by Martin Wood right on the 22. Hewitt to Stevens. Stevens to Craven, and Craven bundled to the floor there by the two Cougar props, Parsons and all. And we were looking for a big game from those two this afternoon, because it's who wins that battle up front will probably count for being the winners. Hewitt from acting half, going on his own, looking away around Fleary, but Fleary in there by Stevie Hall as well, all bundling him to the floor with Fleary. Long ball by Lydiard, out to Webber. Webber hoofs that ball down to the 22, picked up by Keith Dixon, centre field. Dixon racing away downfield, looking away past Gary Stevens. Dixon takes play just short of the halfway line. Good clearing run by the Cougar fullback. Powell now in possession, feeds Critchley, who sneaked in on the inside of Simon Irving, and Hull trying to bundle him into touch, but Critchley managed to stop him field. Martin Wood now centre field, but caught there by Dave Webber. The Hull stand off half. Cantillon racing away, scampering away there, but caught by number 11, Andy Fisher. Wood at acting half, feeds Powell. Powell switching play back inside to Wood, looking offload to Cantillon, but decides to hang on to the ball. Powell, Robinson, Cleary, Robinson again, scampering away. Robinson racing away, trying to get a ball over the top, but that ball being knocked into touch over the dead ball line, so it'll be a drop out into the post. I thought for a second that Chris Robinson had got clear there, but then he tried to offload over the top, but it struck a Hull FC player, and the ball was knocked then into the in-goal area and over the dead ball line. It's a bad drop out, picked up by Das Fleary on the 22, and Fleary just hits that first line of defence, and it's Devote, hammers him to the floor. Milner racing away towards the post, just caught there by Steve Craven and put to ground by Chico Jackson. Cantillon at acting half, feeds Robinson, long ball out to Wood. Wood to Powell. Powell got players outside. Powell run all the way, looking for there, and it's just short of the line. What bad luck there. It looked to be a certain score at El Powell, but Martin Wood just spilling that ball, and what a let off for Hull FC, and what bad luck for the Cougars. Darryl Powell just sided his way through that Hull defence and looked to be going all the way, and just one of the Hull players just managing to get back to him and trap him just short of the line. Good play there by Darryl Powell as the full-back Rob Nolan brings play just over the Hull 22, and certainly the Cougars having the better of the exchanges at the moment as Fisher drives it hard for Hull's upfield, but put to ground by Milner and Wackaroo. Hewitt feeding Steve Craven, and Craven just driving hard towards the halfway line. Stevie Hall looked to get a little bit of a knock there. Gary Stevens scampering away, ball missing out to Chico Jackson, feeds Fisher. Fisher put to ground there. Devote. Webber putting that ball out into the 22, taken superbly by Keith Dixon. Dixon looking inside through. Good cutting back inside, but good tackling there by Chris Kitchen for Hull. Simon Ray racing away from acting half. Caught there by number 12, Dave Moffat, who's taking his scrum cap off. Powell to Critchley. Critchley almost clear, and Irving gone on the outside of him again. Irving and Critchley looking to exchange pace. Parsons scything down that stand side. What another storming run there by the big Aussie prop Stevie Parsons. What a blistering opening he's had. 17 minutes gone in this game, and we've already seen 3 thundering runs from Stevie Parsons. And the first penalty going to Keighley. Cantillon restarts play, feeds Stevie all just charging, launching himself downfield. Well, like a chieftain tank thundering towards that Hull defence. Powell looking for runners, has Irving on his outside and Miller on the inside, but Irving caught right on the 22 to Parsons again. Parsons constantly breaking his first line of defence. And and certainly having some great games at the end of the season here for the Cougars. Wackaroo going on his own now. Wackaroo going in that whole line, but caught there by Moffat and Stevens. Robinson, a long ball out to Powell. Powell, what's he going to do? Decides to stop inside, steps outside. Fisher throws the ball back to Martin Wood. Martin Wood stopping away, and Wood going away. Look at Irving. Irving going for the corner. It's there. Martin Wood made the opening for Simon Irving, and Irving launched himself towards that corner and torpedoed into the corner for the second Cougar try. Enterprising football. Fast stance, fast ball across field. 2 long passes with Robinson and Powell. Martin Wood and Powell just spilled that ball back. Wood went on his own, saw half an opening, went for it, through the defence and offloaded to Simon Irving, and Irving like a torpedo into that corner. Thrilling rugby, good enterprising football. And Keighley now 8 points to 0 in front. 18 minutes gone. And Simon Irving now with another difficult kick, almost identical spot to that first Martin Wood try. And Irving notching up his 7th try of the summer season campaign. He's probably using the same mountain of sand over on that far side, because it's all identical positions, almost on the intersection of the OFC 22 and the far touchline, right in front of the bar area. And Irving will be looking to get this on course and between the uprights. He pulled it just to the left of the uprights last time. Not looking to convert his kick, and it's coming in, and again almost identical last time, just being pulled to the left of the uprights. So Cougars leading by 8 points to 0, and deservedly so, because they're playing all the football at the moment. But as I said earlier, both defences are certainly doing the business, but Keighley having better of the exchanges with the ball in their hands as Keith Dixon restarts play and put that long and deep into the in-goal area, down in the bottom left-hand corner of the field, picked up by number 2, Kevin Gray, comes in field, put to ground 10 metres away from the Hull FC line by Cantillon and Hall. Hewitt feeds Lydiard, young Aussie centre, put to ground by Parsons and Cleary. Hewitt again, back inside to Nolan, I think it is the Hull full-back coming joining the line. It is Hewitt again to Stevens, to Chico Jackson. Jackson just uncompromising forward, just drives it hard, plays it hard straight down the middle. Hewitt again to Devote. Devote looking for Steve Craven. Put to ground right on the halfway line, just in front of the commentary box. Stevens out to Webber. Webber kicks long and deep into the top right-hand corner of the field, but Dixon covering well for Cougars there, picks up, comes in centre field, feeds Ray. Ray looking to get round Moffat, but Moffat just thunders him to the floor. Dixon scampering away from acting half. Cantillon now feeds Critchley, coming field. Critchley looking for a way through, but he's picked up and dumped by Dave Webber. Cantillon scampering away from acting half now. Good run there by Cantillon, but makes good 20 metres dash down the middle of the field from acting half. Robinson now looking offload to Wood, to Powell, misses Powell out. Wackaroo racing away to the corner to Critchley, and Critchley coming across the face of the post. Oh, brilliant stuff by the Cougars. Wackaroo sides through that whole defence. Offloading. Critchley finishing it off from Irving and racing into the corner across the in-goal area towards the Hull post and putting that ball down some 5 or 6 metres to the left-hand side of the uprights and leaving Simon Irving with an easier kick this time. But again, scything run there by Sonny Wackaroo, just split the whole defence, the first line of defence, into the gap, into open space, and just shunted that ball, offloaded out to the left wing, and Critchley finished that, but superb movement off to go over. Notching his 23rd try this summer season campaign. 21 minutes gone in this half, and Keith are going further in front now by 12 points to 0. And they're certainly turning it on in big style here at Cougar Park this afternoon, and looking Manchester bound at the moment, but let's not speak too early because there's still a long way to go in this game. And Hull FC won't be giving up without a fight as Simon Irving slots that nearly between the uprights. Oh, Cougars going 14-0 in front after 22 minutes play. Simon Irving conversion. His 15th goal of the summer season campaign, and Cougars leading by 14 points to 0, and deservedly so, but Hull will be digging deep into all the resources, and they won't give up without a fight. And if people remember that first match of these two down here at Cougar Park, when Keighley raced into a big lead and Hull came storming back. Robinson now out to Wood, to Milner. Milner looking off low, but caught there by Chris Kitchen, the Hull left winger. Simon Ray now down in this bottom right hand corner looking for a way through, but caught there by Craven. Martin Wood acting after Robinson. CV Hall to Powell straight to the post, and there's nobody with him. Caught there by Bob Nolan round to the post, and a long ball out to Robinson to Dixon short the line, he's inches short of the line, losing the ball. What's the referee, Mr. Presley Ward, in here? He's going across to with his touch, because Dixon looked to have hit that try line, but seemingly lost the ball. Mr. Presley having a word with the touch judge. And he's awarding Dixon a try. Well, that's another spectacular score for the Cougars. To just the left-hand side of the uprights, which, if he's successful with it, will put Keighley into a very commanding position. And certainly the last thing we wanted to see down here at Cougar Park was trouble here. And certainly all FC supporters still having a lot to say towards the referee over that try, Keith Dixon try. So Irving with a conversion, attempted conversion to Dixon's try, looking to pull this ball right between the uprights, round the corner kicker. They're looking to hook this in, it's to the right side of the uprights as far as the right-footed kicker's concerned, and Irving just slots that nearly between the posts, and the Cougars going 20 points to 0 in front. With some 26 minutes gone in this first half. So Keighley Cougars 20, Hull FC 0. And certainly the Cougars well on top at the moment. But what effect this stoppage is going to have on the teams, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Keith Dixon restarts play. Picked up by Andy Fisher and driven to the Hull 22. Hewitt to substitute, I think, on the field, number 16. Matthew Long. Hewitt again to Stevens, out to number 14 there, another substitute, John Aston, and certainly Phil Sigsworth, the old coach, rung the changes whilst they were in the dressing room. Steve Craven offloads to left winger Chris Kitchen, and Cougars moving up quickly in defence with Sonny Wackaroo and Martin Wood putting Kitchen to the floor. Stevens out to Fisher. Fisher just sits it straight on the middle and looks to spill the ball, but referee signalling the final kick. So Kitchen in possession on this near touchline, and Hull throw that ball into touch, so it'll be a hand over here right in front of us, just inside the Hull half, and Chris Robinson restarting play quickly to Cantillon feeds Stevie Hall, all just charging downfield, but met by Aston and Craven. Cantillon out to Wood, centre field, long ball out to Darryl Powell. Powell looking for runners, going on his own, and Powell racing away over that far side. Offloads again to Simon Irving. Irving still going. Back inside to Keith Dixon, and Dixon racing in for his second try. Well, that was down to Darryl Powell's siding run through that line of defence, and all at 6s and 7s, and the Cougars really on top, and the whole FC crowd has been stunned into silence behind the post, because that was another some more scintillating play from the Cougars with Darryl Powell just siding his way through and then offloading to Simon Irving, and Irving keeping that ball alive and feeding Keith Dixon on the outside of him. Where Dixon came from I just do not know, but he was on the outside to latch onto that Irving pass and race over into the corner, pop that ball down for his second try in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. And Keighley going further in front by 24 points to 0. And Irving with a very difficult kick over on that far touchline again. 28 minutes gone, and the Cougars leading now by 24 points to 0. And who would have expected that at the beginning of this match? I, for one, were predicting a really close encounter here at Cougar Park, with the game being finely balanced right from start to finish, but at the moment the Cougars dominating all the attacking play as Irving slots that between the uprights, and we're going further in front now by 26 points to 0, and it's one-way traffic at the moment with the Cougars really dominant force here, and the early birds, Hull FC, really looking a sad, sorry lot. They were changed very early for this game, Hull. Some 3/4 of an hour, and obviously the nerves have got to him as Gary Devorty picks up Keith Dixon's kick-off, brings it away from his in-goal area, but caught there by Sonny Wackaroo and Stevie Hall and put to ground 10 metres away from his own goal line. Oh, and a good thundering tackle by Jas Fleary on number 2, Kevin Gray. But they're going nowhere, the Hull players, with the Cougar defence moving up very quickly, and this time Sonny Wackaroo and Stevie Hall, and they're finding it hard to get out of their own half at the moment. Gary Stevens looking a way through, looking offload, but there's nobody in support as he's caught there by Sonny Wackaroo. And a good run there by number 11 Andy Fisher, taking play for the long time into the Cougar half. Stevens to Devorty, Devorty looking for runners' feet, Lydiard, and Lydiard just chips over the top, picked up by Keith Dixon on the full, and Dixon put to ground by Lydiard, the young Aussie centre, and Dixon taking a bit of a knot there just outside his own 22. Martin Wood feeding Simon Ray, who's coming from the right wing position. He's caught there by number 16 Matthew Long, and Gary Devorty. Critchley looking for a way through, trying to bundle Hewitt out of the way, but Hewitt hanging on grimly with Long again in the Cantillon, scampering away from that in half. And there's a fracas in the middle of the field. Stevie Hall stepping in as peacemaker. And Stevie Hall just hoists him out of the way with one hand. And Long certainly took a swing at Jason Critchley, and certainly tempers getting frayed on the field now. It's been a very, very clean, hard game up to press, but obviously, and the referee obviously all not happy with things. They're looking a sad lot at the moment, but the referee just having a word with Andy Fisher now. But certainly Stevie Hall just stepping in very smartly there and yanking him out of the way and calming things down, and the referee Steve Presley from Castleford Featherstone Society awarding a penalty to Keighley right on the halfway line, and Keith Dixon just bumps that into touch on the far side, on the grandstand side of the ground here at Cougar Park. Cantillon to Fleary, Fleary just charging upfield, stepping inside one tackle, but put to ground there by Fisher. Stevie Hall just charging up to the 22. Cantillon looking to go left, but takes it to right to Parsons. Parsons striding away again. Certainly having a big game, is the big fella. All down just 3 or 4 metres short of the Hull line. Robinson out to Irving, Irving back inside, looking to offload to Milner. Milner to Simon Ray. Ray going in for the corner, but put to ground there by Kitchen, and the referee signalling a forward pass there. And Ray certainly looked to be in front of Irving when he put that ball over the top. So scrum to Hull, right on the 22. Stevens just feeds the Hull pack, and then out, long pass out to Dave Webber. Webber looking for a way through, but his options are shut down, closed down very quickly by Darryl Powell and Mark Miller. Certainly Darryl Powell having a big game here this afternoon. And a good scampering run there by number 4, Vicoma. We haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon, but the Keighley defence well on top. shut in Hull down very quickly. Right on the halfway line to centre field to Stevens. Stevens scampering back towards the grandstand, looking off low, just picked up the scuff of the net by Serie Hall and just slung to the floor. Mike Coleman going on his own from acting half, but Darryl Powell just wraps him up, puts him to ground, just inside the Cougar half. Mark Hewitt now going on his own, little dribble kick upfield, picked up by Keith Dixon round him, turning round, racing across the face of the post, towards the post. A good chase there by Mark Hewitt, the Hull hooker. Wood to Critchley, to Simon Ray, and all this time moving up very quickly and shutting Keighley down. Critchley again at acting half, going on his own, and head-high tackle there, but going missing him completely by Matthew Long. Cantillon to Darryl Powell. Powell going on his own this time, looking offload, picked up by Cantillon. Cantillon scampering away to the halfway line, put to ground there by Andy Fisher and Gareth Stevens. Robinson out to Martin Wood. Martin Wood looking, going on his own, getting past Steve Craven, but caught there by Dave Webber and Glenn Lydiard. Milner just spilling that ball at acting half, so it'll be scrum down. Hull FC ball, some 7 or 8 metres inside their whole half, and 20 metres in from this near touch line. And certainly Keighley dominating this game, and a ball against the head there, but the referee not wanting the ball put in again. Stevens to Webber. Webber missing out, Lydiard feeds Nolan coming from full back to Vicoma. Vicoma up to ground there, another copybook tackling there by Darryl Powell round the ankles, and again moving in very quickly. And all FC lost for ideas at the moment how to break this Cougar defence down. Number 14, John Aston, put to ground there by Simon Ray and Mark Milner. Kitchen caught there again by Ray. Long ball out to Webber, centre field. Webber, what's he going to do? Decides to go on his own, but he's wrapped up by Cantillon and spilling the ball. So it'll be a scum down to Keighley. Head and ball right on the halfway line. Tenacious tackling here by the Cougars this afternoon, and they're determined to go to Old Trafford next Sunday and meet the winners of the Salford Hull Kingston Rovers match. And it'd be nice to see if Hull HKR can turn Salford over this afternoon. Chris Robinson just caught there, trying to find a way through on the far side. Daz Fleary hitting that Hull defence line hard, but put to ground 10 metres inside. Back inside to Stevie Hall from Chris Robinson. Hall just grinding his way downfield, but caught there by 2 Hull defenders, Steve Craven and Matthew Long. Hull being penalised for not standing square and allowing Stevie Hall to play that ball, so a penalty to Cougars right in front of the post, some 37 metres away out from the post, 35 metres possibly. It's 3 or 4 metres in front of the 10 metre line, in front of the Hull 22 metre line, so my maths are correct, it's about 35 metres out. Simon Irving bang in front of the Hull post, looking to put Keighley further in front. 36 minutes gone in this first half, and the Cougars leading by 26 points to 0. And it's certainly been a Cougar half, with the Cougars dominating all phases of the game, both in attack and defence, as Irving slots that between the uprights. Going further in front now by 28 points to 0 after 37 minutes play. So Keighley Cougars 28, Hull FC 0. And nothing going right for Hull FC this afternoon here at Cougar Park. Keith Dixon restarts play, pumps that ball deep into the Hull FC half, picked up by Gary DeBoer to bring it to the 22. Steve Craven, and a thundering tackle there by Martin Wood, just halts his progress, dead in his tracks. Hewitt feeding number 14, John Aston. Hewitt to Stevens, to Andy Fisher Fisher just charging down middle of the field, but put to ground there by Darryl Powell. Powell putting in a big stint at tackling, copybook tackling as Dave Webber cuts through for the first time. And again, any first good break we've seen from Hull FC for a long, long time. Hewitt to Stevens, to Nolan, out to Lydiard, and Lydiard just putting that up to Dixon, and Dixon taking it superbly, being bundled to the floor and losing that ball. Keith Dixon took a bad knock there as he was scooped up in the air. Webber, centre field, looking for runners. To number 11, Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher turning towards the Keighley post. Put to ground by Stevie Hall, 10 metres short. Hewitt to Stevens as his Hull's first score of the game. And they've been badly needed for them. They need to get something on. Hewitt scampering away from Matt Tinarf and goes for the line. And getting the try. And he's being given it by referee Steve Presley. No, he's having a further consultation with the touch judge. Certainly another difficult decision for Mr. Presley. And awarding the try to Mark Hewitt. So Hull getting on the score sheet at last. But that well taken try from Mark Hewitt from that Tinarf. He looked to be over to me from here, but there were certainly Keighley players around him looking to stop him getting that ball down. And Hull finally getting on the score sheet. And trailing now by 28 points to 4. And almost hooter time in this first half, and it's certainly been packed with controversy and incident. There's been some spectacular scores, but the first half has been marred by that stoppage after 25 minutes following that Keith Dixon try, first of his 2 tries, and trouble in this Turner stand behind the Hull post. But certainly Hull will be looking to get some pride back into themselves as Dave Webber slots that ball over. So Hull, Mark Hewitt conversion, not Dave Webber. So Hewitt accounting for all 6 points for Hull as we go to the break, almost, with only the seconds ticking away for the end of this first half as Chris Robinson picks up from the kick-off, feeds Daz Fleary. Fleary bundles Matthew Long to the floor and then hits another line of Hull defenders, but fighting every inch of the way downfield. A good clearing run by Daz Fleary as Phil Cantillon scampers away from Actin half, caught there by Sonny Wakaru, put to ground by Gary Devorty and John Aston. Stevie Parsons, another storming run as a hooter goes to end this first half. Cougars leading by 28 points to 6 with tries by Simon Irving, Jason Critchley, 2 by Keith Dixon and Martin Wood try, and 4 goals to Simon Irving, completing the scoring for Keighley Cougars. And it's been really a Cougar half, with the only Hull score coming from that last minute try in the first half by Mark Hewitt, and he converted his own try to account for the Hull FC 6 points. But certainly the first half dominated completely by the Cougars. So we look forward to seeing you for the second half, and hopefully free of any incident or untoward incident. So Keighley Cougars leading at half time by 28 points to 6. Welcome back to Cougar Park for the second half of this semi-final championship playoff for the First Division Stonesford Championship title, with Hull FC trailing Keighley Cougars by 28 points to 6. Phil Larder is getting a tremendous reception from the Keighley crowd as he comes across to take up his position up here in the commentary box. And the Cougars getting a great reception as well as they come out to start this second half. And let's hope that this second half is incident free and there will be no more interruptions. Certainly that incident after 25 minutes with the Hull FC crowd coming out on the field has just put a bit of a dampener on this game, but putting that on one side, it's been a tremendous first half by the Cougars, and Chris Robinson looking at G them all up and get them going again. 40 minutes away from Old Trafford. Salford and Hull Kingston Rovers game as Keith Dixon starts this second half and kicks it long and deep in this top left-hand corner, picked up by Rob Nolan. Nolan feeds Devote just striding up to the 22, but caught there by Sonny Wackaroo, Stevie Hall and Phil Cantillon. Number 14 John Aston driving it hard in, but caught there by Das Fleury and Martin Wood. Hewitt out to number 12 Dave Moffat, and Moffat caught there by Stevie Parsons. Parsons had a big first half along with Stevie Hall, and those two props got through a tremendous amount of work, and a good run there by Hull player. I think it's number 11 Andy Fisher. A thundering tackle on Gary Stevens there by Stevie Hall. Hewitt to Lydiard, and Lydiard puts that eye again onto Keith Dixon. Dixon taking his eye off the ball and losing it, and all in command here now, right on the Cougar line. Hewitt, long ball out to the left, and Stevens caught there by Stevie Parsons. Parsons racing up to him and shutting him down, closing all the options. Lydiard again to Moffat. Dave Moffat, the big Aussie second row forward, and he's put to ground in front of the Keighley post. Hewitt again acting hard, brings it to the right to Vicoma. Vicoma going on his own, looking offload, but well tackled there by Simon Irving and Darryl Powell. Number 14 John Aston racing in, but he's caught right on the Cougar line. Hewitt to Stevens, to Lydiard. Lydiard back inside to Stevens, and Stevens caught there by, thundered to the floor there by Das Fleury, Keith Dixon. Loose ball there, picked up by Martin Wood. I think Lydiard were looking for a little chip through, but losing that ball, and Martin Wood just diving on it. Simon Ray looking to come away from acting half, kicks to 22, but caught there by Gary Stevens and Gary Devote. Mark Milner racing in field, stepping outside Steve Craven, but caught there by Dave Moffat and Devote. Jason Critchley centre field, Cantillon to Stevie Hall, tackling there by John Aston and Gary Devote, just halting Stevie Hall's progress. Back to Keith Dixon. Dixon will pump this up into the left hand corner of the field and does so. Picked up by Kevin Gray. Gray racing across infield, but the Cougars defence is waiting for him. Moved up well there, the Cougars. Long, solid line of defence. Stevens with Hewitt doing a run round, going nowhere, just circled by Cougar players, and Chris Kitchen trapped inside his own half. Stevie Craven just driving it hard down the middle, but hands off one, slips that ball out. Stevens to Lydiard to Nolan. Nolan looking and finds Vicoma. Irving moving him very quickly on Vicoma. Certainly trapped him this afternoon and halted him. But dangerous players. Cantillon racing across infield, spins off Gary Stevens, tries to spin off Dave Moffat, but Moffat just trapping him. Robinson, Martin Wood to Das Fleury. Fleury caught there by Dave Webber. That was his stand-off half ball. Stevie Parsons driving it again, stepping outside the first line of defence and making good yardage. Robinson, long ball out to Darryl Powell, to Sonny Wackaroo, to Simon Irving, to Jason Critchley. Critchley racing in the top left-hand corner field, racing in field, but caught there by Rob Nolan and Gary Stevens. 3 or 4 metres short of the Hull line. Irving out to Powell. Powell going on his own. Looks the feeder. Martin Wood, but ball just knocked down by Steve Craven, and it'll be a scrum down with Cougar head and ball. Certainly good strong run down this left flank by Jason Critchley. Looked to be going all the way, but caught just a couple of metres short of the line. Stevie Hall being substituted now, being replaced by Grant Dorey, coming back after injury, after breaking his thumb. Popular player down here, Grant Dorey, going into the front row. Robinson feeds Powell. Powell racing across field, feeds it Mark Milner. Mark Milner almost clear, but just caught there by Dave Webber. And Chris Robinson again taking play to the right to that does Powell. Powell coming back inside to Milner again. Milner having another shot for that line, but again stopped just a couple of metres short. Robinson, long ball out to Dixon. Dixon feeds Wackaroo. Wackaroo's got Irving with him. Irving stabbing back inside. Critchley looking to come back in field, but Hull players racing across in numbers and just bundle Jason Critchley into touch. Andy Fisher, I think it was. Big second row forward for Hull. Big rangy back three forwards at Hull FC with Fisher, Moffat and Devotee. But Cougars are playing all the pressure again this early stages in his second half. Stevens feeds Vicoma, but he's caught by Martin Wood, and certainly Vicoma's been closely watched by Simon Irving this afternoon and has gone nowhere. Grant Dory moves in for his first tackle on Dave Webber, fellow countryman. Hewitt in possession centre field, and again Dory and Fleary putting him to ground. Webber moving into acting half, out to Gary Stevens. Stevens taking him play back to the left, feeds number 14 John Aston, but surrounded by Cougar defenders, three of them in all: Milner, Fleary and Wood. Hewitt to Craven. Craven driving it hard downfield, but Stevie Parsons just picks him up and bundles him to the floor, assisted by Daz Fleary. Lydiard kicking it long and deep into the Cougar 22. Been picked up by Keith Dixon, but the ball just rolling off to the left and running into touch, so it'll be a Cougar scrum. Head and ball, 20 metres in from the far touchline and 10 metres away from the Cougar line. 9 minutes gone in this second half, no score. The score at the moment with Cougars leading by 28 points to 6 with the half-time score. Robinson feeds Simon Ray coming in from the right wing, and he's caught there, put to ground by Webber and Devotee. Robinson to Wackaroo. Wackaroo coming across field, but caught there by Dave Moffat. Cantillon feeds Daz Powell. Darryl Powell looking to step back inside Andy Fisher, but caught 10 metres over the 22. Grant Dory next 2 or 3 metres upfield. Cantillon to Martin Wood. Martin Wood good jinking across field, but Hull moving in quickly, cutting his options out and putting him to the floor. Still inside the Cougar half as Keith Dixon kicks it long and deep upfield, but covered there by just evading Kevin Gray. I thought Gray got it at first, but the bounce just going a bit too fast for him and too awkwardly, and eventually running on into touch. So scrum down almost on the Hull 22 and 20 metres in from this popper terracing side of the field where the old scratting shed used to be, and the Hull physio on the field just tending to Dave Webber being blood binned, and Chico Jackson coming back on the field and taking up the centre position at the moment. Stevens from the base of the scrum feeds Vicoma, racing across in field, but covered there by Simon Irving and Darryl Powell, just shadowing him all the way as Devotee slips, and Fleary racing in and bundling him to the floor, making certain he stops there. Moffat driving hard downfield, but Fleary again, and with Martin Wood shutting him down 10 metres still inside the Hull half. Aston moving. Hewitt, Stevens to Lydiard. Nice ball out to Gary Devotee, but Martin Wood wrapping him up well just inside the Cougar half. Lydiard again figuring prominently a lot of play in these early stages of the second half. Grant Dory covering back, takes that ball and bundles to the floor just inside his own 22. Phil Canton, a long ball out to Keith Dixon, to Darryl Powell, to Jason Critchley. Critchley looking to get round. Kevin Grain does so, but caught there by Dave Moffat and Steve Craven. Sonny Wackaroo running wide, hitting Vicoma and Gary Devotee and Kevin Gray, but Cantillon looking to get round Gray, does so, stepping outside Vicoma, but Vicoma chasing him all the way, just pinning him 2 or 3 metres in from this near touchline. Darryl Powell just stepping out. Lovely ball out to Phil Cantillon. Cantillon down this near touchline, going all the way to himself. Looking offload, Simon Irving racing to the corner. but Mr. Presley, Steve Presley, the referee, signalling out a forward pass. But there'll be a lot of arguments about that because it certainly didn't look forward to me. Got to be a nice little ball from Phil Cantillon, and but the referee's word is final, and he's signalled a forward pass by Comer on this near touchline, looking to get round Jason Critchley and Chris Robinson, but going nowhere. Hewitt out to Stevens, to Aston. Aston racing centre field, and Daz Fleury just buns him to the floor, along with Martin Wood. Gray to Moffat. Gapjori moving up quickly. Thundering tackle there. Stevens back to Andy Fisher. Fisher just inside the whole half. A bad pass by Hewitt to Jackson. Jackson to Stevens having to turn around and go back and pick a loose ball up. Fifth and final tackle, and Hewitt chips it into the Keighley half, but picked up by Keith Dixon. Dixon racing across field, looking to step inside Mark Hewitt, but Hewitt good kick and chase there by that Bullocker. Having a busy game for Hull. One of the few players that's really hitting it right this afternoon is Darryl Powell. Slips that nice neat little pass out to Simon Ray when he was covered by 2 or 3 Hull defenders. Irving straight down the middle of the field, stepping out of 2 tackles, but finally being stopped by Gary Stevens and Gary Devote. Cantillon acting after Robinson. Robinson having a fine game, spraying out these long passes to Martin Wood, and Martin Wood makes 2 or 3 metres down the centre of the field. Cantillon brings play to the left of Darryl Powell to Sonny Wackaroo. Wackaroo striding through to Grant Dory. Dory looking to offload inside, but surrounded by all players. Irving to Robinson. Powell, long ball out to Wood. Wood, little chip into the corner, and Simon Ray following that to the corner. And the bundling, Chris Kitchen into touch over the dead ball line. Another clever little kick through by Martin Wood, and good chasing there by Mark Milner and Simon Ray. But finally being picked up by Hull left winger Chris Kitchen, and then the 2 chasers trapping him in his in-goal area and bundling him into touch. So a drop out under the post by Gary Lydiard. Lydiard bumps this high and deep into the Cougar half, picked up by Sonny Wackaroo. Wackaroo just charging straight upfield, picks the first line of defence and put to the floor by Gary Devote. 11 metres inside the Hull half. Stevie Parsons on another storming run, and Parsons going all the way. He's going all the way to the line. He's pulled down inches short. Robinson to Powell, centre field. Powell looking for his runners. Going on his own, and Martin Wood overrun him, gets the ball out to Dory. Dory right in front of the post. What a run by Stevie Parsons. Robinson to Martin Wood to Milner. Out on the far side, Milner looking for a way through, but caught again by Chico Jackson and Dave Moffat. That's Darryl Powell going on his own now. 6 or 7 metres away from the Hull line. The final tackle. As Chris Robinson just chips it through, picked up by Rob Nolan. Nolan racing away from his own post towards the 22, but caught there by Stevie Parsons and Grant Dory. Jackson just tearing out. Gets a good 10 metres. Hewitt again scampering away from acting half, looking for a way through, but met by Cantillon and Fleury. 8-9 metres still inside the Hull FC half. Aston drives it hard down the middle, but Dory and Fleury halt his progress. Hewitt to Stevens. Stevens and a little scampering run, centre field caught there by Cantillon, and losing the ball in the process, but getting a penalty for head-high tackle there. The referee signalling head-high by one of the 2 Cougar players, Cantillon or Sonny Wackaroo. So Hull FC with another penalty, as Mark Hewitt just pumps that ball into touch over in the far corner on the 22-metre line. Restarting play, feeds Steve Craven. Craven it, driving it towards the Keighley line. Ball down 7 or 8 metres short. Hewitt again acting half. Beats
Steve
Moffat.
on for Steve Parsons.
Trying to find a way through, and again his progress halted 5 or 6 metres short of the Cougar line. Hewitt again, switching play back to Devoted to Stevens. Stevens taking play to the left, bringing it back to the right with Steve Craven again. Craven held inches short of the Cougar line. Hewitt again, out to Devoted. Devoted long ball out to Lydiard. Lydiard missing out, feeding Chico Jackson. Jackson throwing that ball back inside, finds Nolan. Nolan looking for a way through, but he's just wrapped up by Darryl Powell, and he's going nowhere. Hewitt again to Vicoma. Vicoma, long ball out to Gary Stevens. Stevens going all the way to the line himself, and a good score there by Gary Stevens. Certainly Hull keeping the pressure on.
Try there for Hull number 7, Gary Stevens.
And Hull clawing the way back into this game. But is it too late? Trailing now by 28 points to 10, and Lydia Hewitt's attempted conversion to the left-hand side of the uprights still to come.
Now we've got to wish her Kim Vickery, that's the Cougar receptionist.
So,
we've got to wish her a happy 20th birthday.
Getting on the score sheet for the first is the second half. With that fine opportunist try there by scrum half Gary Stevens. They certainly stretched the Cougar defence one way and then the other, and then finally finding a gap. Certainly Chico Jackson did well to keep that ball alive in this bottom right hand corner when it was looked to be wrapped up, and then just a long ball out from Vicoma to Stevens. Stevens saw the gap as Hewitt slots it neatly between the uprights. So Cougars leading now by 28 points to 12.
Conversion there, number 9, Mark Hewitt. What to say, happy birthday.
With 16 minutes gone in this second half. And Hull once trailing by 28 points to 0, now trailing by 28 points to 12. And certainly looking to redeem themselves and get some pride back into the side. And certainly Keighley not having it all their own way in this second half, as Das Fleury brings play right up to the Cougar 22. And certainly it'll be a big fight back by Hull, and certainly not going to give up. And there's a new spirit in the side because they're moving up a lot quicker and a lot sharper with the marking. And Keighley are going to have to go up against Stevie Hall, just charges upfield, and this Hull FC crowd getting behind their idols, singing the old faithful song, renowned for their vociferous support. Darryl Powell splitting them down the middle, gets slipped, but looking for support. He has Cantillon racing to the post. He's going all the way, caught by Coleman, stopped inches short with a post helping him. He looked a certain scorer. Powell again to Creechley back inside behind the post for Cougars' first score in second half, and we're back in business again. What a run by Phil Cantillon. Quick play the ball to Powell. Powell switch play from Phil Cantillon, Jason Creechley to score his second try of the afternoon. Cougars now going further in front, leading by 32 points to 12, and certainly badly needed score in the second half because Hull were certainly getting the pecker up and certainly got the confidence back, and they were a buzz about that Hull team, but Darryl Powell run down the middle, slipping that neat little ball out to Cantillon. Cantillon looked to going all the way to the post. Got chased by Vicoma. Vicoma managed to just stop him inches short. Quick play the ball out to Powell again. Powell hesitated, just stole that ball up and then put quickly away, racing away behind the post, leaving Simon Irving with the easiest of conversions right in front. Certainly Darryl Powell proving a point this afternoon that he is number one in the standoff departments. He's completely outplayed his opposite number, Dave Webber, and he's run this show this afternoon with some thundering tackles, but he's as Irving slots up between the uprights. Keighley going into a 34-12 lead. What I was saying was that Darryl Powell with all the options, his variety of play, the moves, orchestrating everything for Keighley, certainly in the attacking department, and being ably supported by everybody, but certainly the man in charge. As Dixon restarts play, picked up by Devote in front of his own line, but caught there almost on as it's the 22 by Sonny Wackaroo. Hewitt to Stevens to Craven driving it hard down the middle, but caught by Sonny Wackaroo, and Das Fleary makes 10 metres down the centre field. Chico Jackson driving it hard as he always does, makes a further 10 metres. Stevens to Lydiard to Aston, but he's wrapped up by Phil Cantillon and Sonny Wackaroo. Vicoma going on his own now down the middle, but again Simon Irving keeping a close eye on him and halting his progress. Hewitt out to Stevens to Lydiard, back inside to Moffat keeping that ball alive to Jackson. It's looking dangerous here as Aston racing to the line. I think it's
number 14,
John Aston going in for Hull's second try this second half and the third of the game. And it's certainly end-to-end stuff here at Cougar Park. So the third try the second half and the second one for Hull going to the substitute back, number 14, John Aston. So Hull reducing the deficit now to 34 points to 16. We're leaving Mark Hewitt a difficult kick over on the far side of the field. 20 minutes gone.
For Martin Wood.
20 minutes gone in his second half. And Hull trailing by 34 points to 16 with this attempted conversion by Mark Hewitt to come for that John Aston try. Hewitt just falling short of the post, going under the crossbar. So on the hour it's Keighley Cougars 34, Hull FC 16, with Glenn Lydiard to restart play. Certainly Cougars got to keep plugging away at this. They're 20 minutes away from Old Trafford, and neat little kick through, and it's clever play there by Lydiard and picked up by Dave Moffat. Moffat not happy with Grant Dorian raking that ball out, and Hull FC being awarded a penalty. And Mark Hewitt just pumps that ball into touch over on the far side of the field. Restarting play with a tap just outside the Cougar 22, with Steve Craven driving it hard towards the Keighley line and put down 9 metres short. Hewitt to Moffat spinning round looking for a way through, but surrounded in numbers by Cougar defenders and Hull FC supporters shouting to get that ball moved out wide as Devote looking for a way through, but his progress halted by Grant Dory. Hewitt to Lydiard going on his own but spilling the ball and picked up by Das Fleary, and Mr. Presley, the referee, awarding a penalty to Keighley for crossing there by I think Steve Craven and certainly Glenn Lydiard. Dixon just puts that ball into touch, making sure. So Keighley restarting play with Phil Cantillon just outside his 22 to Stevie Hall just driving it hard upfield, gaining the hard yards. Cantillon to Dory likewise makes 7 or 8 more metres upfield. Cantillon to David Ladd, who's come on for Martin Wood, and he's put down still inside the Cougar half. Cantillon this time to Dal Powell racing across looking for options as Simon Irving out to Jason Critchley going down this touchline, stepping back inside, trying to find a way on the outside, but well covered there by Mark Hewitt. Irving, Robinson to Powell on ball out to Wackaroo going on his own. He'll be penalised there for crossing this time. Mr. Presley, the referee, seeing that one as well. So Glenn Lydiard quick to restart play, finds touch, 15 metres inside the Cougar half, and Hull FC wanting to get on with this quickly, so they're obviously back on song again. Got the tails up. Steve Craven, and they're not giving up now to fight. They still think they're in with a chance, and the Keighley are going to have to keep up this tackling stint right to the bitter end, because they're not going to go lie down here at Hull FC. Lydiard out to Nolan looking way through it. Cougars moving across quickly, and Powell, Cantillon, Robinson shutting him down. Vicoma going on his own, then decides to move it out to Andy Fisher. Fisher again surrounded by Cougar defenders there. Robinson, Cantillon, Wackaroo and all. Lydiard again to Jackson. Jackson looking to keep that ball alive, but he's wrapped up by Simon Irving and Phil Cantillon, and still battling his way towards that Cougar line. Good foraging run there by Chico Jackson. Hewitt, long ball out to Stevens. To Vicoma, there's men outside, and Vicoma should have let that ball go. They'll keep it alive. Nolan on that far side. They've got Aston again. Oh, what a tackle there by Simon Ray and David Larder to keep him out. Stevens, little kick through. Picked up by Mark Milner. Milner racing away. Caught there by Aston. Simon Ray scampering away from acting half. And it's end-to-end stuff here. First it's all putting the pressure on, then Keighley. Darryl Powell stepping his way down the middle. Offloads to David Larder. And Larder's put to ground by Dave Moffat and Andy Fisher, the two second row forwards. Robinson now. Lovely little jinking run by Chris Robinson down the centre of the field, and he's lost the ball. And Robinson getting a penalty there because there were two old defenders in, and as Andy Fisher raked that ball out. And Steve Presley, the referee, taking advice from the touch judge. And Keith Dixon will just put this ball into touch just outside the 22 metre line, and Ramshaw on now to feed Stevie Hall just driving it down upfield, should I say. Bull down 10 metres short of the line. Ramshaw to Robinson to Powell. Powell's got runners back in, Milner back inside. Milner's progress. Dixon to Larder. Larder going on his own to that top left hand corner, 9 metres short of the line. Ramshaw to Dixon to Robinson to Powell. Powell spinning round, but he's wrapped up by Fisher and Devotee. Still inside the Hull FC 22. Robinson, what's he going to do? Pass out to Wackaroo to Cantillon, who's coming onto the left wing, just managing to stop in play. Robinson acting half to Ramshaw. Ramshaw little chip through, but be picked up by Nolan, knocked on by Nolan. So it'll be a scrum down. Cougar head and ball.
Today to Jane Clark, whose favourite player is Simon Irving, with love from
Nathan Tarfai coming on. For who? They're ringing the changes here. The Keighley Cougars. Chris Robinson going off. So obviously Phil Larder happy with things at the moment. With Cougars leading by 30 points, 34 points to 16. And Nathan Tarfai coming on to replace Chris Robinson. Robinson had a fine game at scrum half. 27 minutes gone in this second half. 13 minutes remaining for the bus for Old Trafford. Tarfai feeds the Cougar scrum to Powell. Powell, what's he going to do? Back inside to Irving. Irving straightening up, hitting the first line of defence, but stopped there by Gary Devotee. Ramshaw to Hall. Hall steamrolling his way towards that Hull FC line like a dreadnought. Ramshaw acting half, going on his own, but losing the ball, picked up by Lydiard. Lydiard, long ball out to Kitchen on that left wing, but his progress halted by Simon Ray. Back in field to Aston. Aston had a fine game since he come on substitute for Hull, scoring one of the three tries they've had scored this afternoon. Devotee out to Stevens. There's a Hull FC player injured in the in-goal area. Lydiard, I think it is. But Hull pinned inside their own 22 still, as Dave Moffat racing away from acting half, but caught there by David Larder. Kitchen, up chip over the top. and I think he'll get a penalty, and yes, he has done. Mr. Presley awarding a penalty to Hull for that, and I think he'll be sim bin here, and he's doing so. So Simon Ray been put in the sim bin for 10 minutes. And silly thing really, because they're leading comfortably and there's no need to panic or give away silly penalties. But Hull FC in possession now with Andy Fisher, but his progress halted there by Sonny Wackaroo. Aston, Lydiard striding up to the line, and Devote finishing off in great fine style and going under the post. And Hull FC are back in business again. And they're certainly not giving up without a fight. The Devote try there, putting them up to the 20-point mark. And what looked to be a runaway victory is certainly looking a little bit threatening for the Cougars now. Trailing by 30 points, 34 points to 20, and an easy conversion for Mark Hewitt right in front of the post.
From Paul Moses, he'd like to thank everybody who has helped him throughout his testimonial year, and also to all those who have supported and sponsored the events he has held. And he says thank you very much to you all.
12 minutes to go, and Hull. Mark Hewitt slots that nearly between the uprights. So Hull trailing now by 22 points to 34. With 12 minutes to go, and it's certainly not all over here at Cougar Park. And certainly Hull will be keen to get on with this game quickly, because the feeling will be that they're in with a shout now. David Larder picking it up in front of his own post and driving it upfield, and certainly Cougars cannot afford to make any more slip-ups now. Ramshaw feeds Das Fleary. And Fleary just been hauled to the floor there by Toole, second row forwards, Moffat and Fisher, Wackaroo. But he's wrapped up by number 15, Wilson. And he's had it pulled off his head as Grant Dory drives it hard upfield. But Hull now, there's a buzz about this Hull team as Darryl Powell takes them on down centre field. But he's wrapped up by Dave Webber and John Aston. Ramshaw kicking it downfield in the top right-hand corner of the field, but picked up by Chris Kitchen, I think it is, over on the far side. Lydiard feeds Jackson thundering in to the first line of defence, but he's driven back to virtually where he came from by Stevie Hall and Sonny Wackaroo. Stevens missing out Fisher and feeding number 15, Richard Wilson. Vicoma to Stevens, and they've an overlap over that far side as Mark Milner moves in quickly to stop that Hull attack. Stevens almost spilling that, offloads to Dave Moffat. Moffat just running into the Keighley defence, and certainly with only 2 scores in to level it, they'll be looking to get some more points on the board. Chico Jackson offloads, and Hull finally spilling the ball, and again Keighley being penalised for red eye tackle. And certainly things not going right for Coombs at the moment. They're under some pressure now with another 6 tackles to come. Lydiard looking for a quick restart, feeds Vicoma. Where's Vicoma going? Looking for a way through, but wrapped up by Grant Dory and Jason Ramshaw. Hewitt now, and another score for Hull will set things alight here. Ramshaw, Lydiard again to Vicoma. Vicoma looking a way through, but stopped by Hall and Ramshaw. Stevens again, long ball out to Devote. Devote going on his own, and Devote's over. And they really are back in this game in a big way.
Try score there for Hull, number 13, Gary Devote.
Devote getting his second try of the afternoon, and really putting Hull back into this game with a bang. 4 tries this half to Hull, and they really are back in business. And this Hull FC crowd now getting behind them. I know Darryl Powell's going to have some hard words said over there because if this kick goes over, they're within 6 points of the Keighley score. Trailing at the moment by 34 points to 26. With this Mark Hewitt conversion attempt to come. We're in the last 10. I'll make it about 7 or 8 minutes to go. And it's looking decidedly close at the moment as Hewitt conversion goes between the uprights. Now we really have a game on our hands here at Cougar Park. 34-28. With some 6-7 minutes to go. Now they're all are in with a shout now, and this will have sealed. Following will be behind them all the way. Tarfai feeds Fleary. Another big mistake here by Keighley, and they are in big bother because they're certainly cocky up at the moment to the whole players. Larder driving it hard down that far side. And Keighley getting a much needed penalty to relieve the pressure. And Keith Dixon wants to make sure that this goes into touch. But another score for Keighley would just be the tonic they need. As Dixon pumps that ball, finds touch just inside the Hull FC half. Ramshaw looking to restart play to Stevie Hall. Hall just driving it hard down the middle, gaining some hard yards, and makes a good 10-12 metres. Ramshaw to Dory driving it hard down the middle again. And certainly all making a big game of this now. Ramshaw to Hall again, Hall just driving it hard into the Hull 22. Ramshaw again. The drop goal attempt, and it's between the uprights. And that was just what was needed. 35-28. And it means that Hull have to score twice now. 6 minutes to go. And Stevie Parsons coming on for Stevie Hall. The both of them had a big game this afternoon. And they must be feeling the pressure now. The pace of this game. Fisher looking to get it out of his own 22. And Keighley are going to have to keep this tackling stint up. Simon Ray still off the field, having been sin-binned. Moffat being shut down by Wackaroo and Powell. Hewitt to Stevens, to Lydiard. Missing Wilson out and feeding Nolan, is it, I think? Oh, sorry, number 14, Aston. As Gray comes in from the right. Stevens again, there's a buzz about this whole side. Tint all over, Vicoma back inside and the big fella's loose. But Jack Dory just wraps him up and he loses the ball and spills it, and it's a scrum down to Cougars. That was a thundering tackle by Jason Ramshaw. And Jack Dory on Vicoma. And he spilled the ball. What a mistake.
Also, Trevor Pickles returns from Australia and his reunions at the Beaches on the 22nd of September. That's Trevor Pickles' reunion.
Certainly a bad mistake for Hull, losing that ball, because just taking the pressure off the Cougars. Tarfai feeding, Cantillon coming in field, covering the wing position of Jason Critchley, and Jason Ramshaw taking over the hooking role. Dixon racing across field, but it's caught there by Chico Jackson. Ramshaw in acting half, going on his own, stepping inside Jackson, but caught there by Aston. Tarfai to Wackaroo striding down the middle, getting some good metres. Takes play 10-11 metres inside the Hull half. Ramshaw again going on his own, diving for the yards upfield. Larder to Powell, little chip up the top to Cantillon. Cantillon's picked it up and he's away under the post. Oh, what brilliant football. A deft little kick over the top by Darryl Powell, Jason and Phil Cantillon racing onto it. He looked to have lost it, but managed to hold on and then racing behind the post, and that just must be the final nail in the coffin for Hull FC. And I think that has booked the passage for Old Trafford. 10 minutes ago it was looking a little shaky when Hull got within one score, but that has finally put the nails in the coffin for as far as Hull FC are concerned. And fine piece of play by Darryl Powell. For me, the man of the match. And what a reception he's getting from this crowd. And he knows it. He's had a big game this afternoon. So, Simon Irving with his conversion in front of the post. And certainly all have given it rock all this afternoon. As Simon Irving slots over it. Converting this Phil Cantillon try. And the hooter goes. And the Cougars are Old Trafford bound.
We've got a few messages coming from our tickets.
They're Old Trafford bound. Winning by 40. 41 points to 28. The try is coming from Martin Wood, Phil Cantillon, Jason Critchley too, Simon Irving and Keith Dixon too. It's certainly been a game of epic proportions this afternoon here. All looked dead and buried. They came back, clawing the way back. And got within striking distance, and then the Cougars just finally finished him off with that Phil Cantillon try. So, Cougars finishing up, winning by 35 points to 28. We're Old Trafford bound.
So don't forget, tickets available tomorrow at the Cougar shop. Season ticket holders only between 10 and 12:30. After that, they're on sale to everybody. Can we remind everybody to please stay off the pitch? Can we please stay off the pitch? We've got a few birthdays still. We've been a bit rushed today. We're going to say happy birthday to Sue Alloff. It's the first time at Cougar Park, and what a memorial one it will be.